What happens when teenage love turns into a deadly obsession? A story so shocking it left America paralyzed with fear. Welcome to Nightfall Crime Stories, where darkness speaks and the shadows tell real tales of human horror. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button, because tonight we dive into a chilling story of love, rage, and murder. This is the story of Charles Starkweather and Carol Fugate, the teenage couple whose killing spree turned 1950s America into a living nightmare. The beginning of darkness in 1956, Lincoln, Nebraska, a quiet, peaceful city. Charles Starkweather was just 18, red hair, rebellious eyes, and a rage that always simmered under his calm surface. Born into a poor family, mocked for his stutter and bow-legged walk, Charles grew up feeling invisible. But inside him, darkness was brewing, a hatred for the world that mocked him, and a fantasy of power he could never have. Then came Carol Fugate. She was only 13, full of teenage innocence, and completely unaware that the boy she fell for would soon drag her into a world of horror. To Charles, she was perfection, his escape, his only reason to exist. But love can sometimes be the spark that ignites a storm. A rebellion turns into blood. Charles dropped out of school, worked odd jobs, and started idolizing James Dean, the symbol of rebellion. He began dressing like him, black leather jacket, slick hair, cigarette always in hand. But unlike Dean, Charles wasn't just playing the rebel. He was living it. Carol's family hated him. Her mother and stepfather saw Charles as a dangerous influence. When they tried to end the relationship, Charles snapped. On January 21, 1958, he drove to Carol's house, a rifle hidden in his car. That day, the quiet neighborhood of Lincoln would never be the same again. Inside the house, Charles argued with Carol's mother and stepfather. Moments later, 3 gunshots echoed. By the end, Carol's mother, stepfather, and baby sister were dead. He hid their bodies in a storm cellar, and for 6 days, Charles and Carol stayed in that house pretending everything was normal. Neighbors came by, but Carol told them her family was sick and couldn't see visitors. No one suspected the horror that lay beneath the floorboards. The killing spree begins. Soon Charles realized the police would come. So they ran. A stolen car, a loaded gun, and a teenage couple running from the world. Their first victim was a gas station attendant, Robert Colvert. Charles shot him point blank during a robbery. It wasn't about money anymore, it was power. For the first time, Charles felt alive. The next victims were August Meyer, a family friend, and his dog. Charles shot them both without hesitation. The teenage lovers then took refuge in a farmhouse, where they brutally murdered Carol King and Robert Jensen, 2 high school sweethearts who had stopped to help. It was a twisted mirror. 2 couples, one living, one dying. When asked later why he killed them, Charles simply said, "They were in the wrong place at the wrong time." Fear grips Nebraska by now. The news had spread. Police across Nebraska and Wyoming were on high alert. Photos of Charles and Carol were everywhere. 2 young faces representing pure terror. America had never seen killers like these before. Teenagers, not criminals, not adults, just kids leaving bodies behind as they ran across the Midwest. The couple then broke into the mansion of C. Lauer Ward, a wealthy industrialist. Inside, they killed Ward, his wife Clara, and their maid Lillian Fenkel. Carol later claimed she was forced to stay silent, terrified of Charles. But others believed she was just as involved. By now, the death toll had reached 10, the final run. With the police closing in, Charles and Carol stole another car and fled west toward Wyoming. On the way, Charles killed a traveling salesman named Merle Collison for his Buick. But fate was catching up. A passing motorist stopped to help, and soon a sheriff arrived. As Charles tried to escape, he crashed the car and surrendered, screaming, "Don't shoot me! I'm not worth it." The blood-soaked journey of Charles Starkweather had finally come to an end. He was 19, Carol was 14. Trial and betrayal. At first, Charles claimed Carol was innocent, his love, his victim, not his partner. But as the trial went on, his story changed. He began blaming her, saying she was part of everything, that she even enjoyed it. Carol, in tears, told the court she was a hostage, forced to follow him in fear of her life. But the jury didn't believe her completely. Charles was sentenced to death by electric chair. Carol was sentenced to life imprisonment, though she served 17 years before being released in 1976. The execution on June 25, 1959, Charles Starkweather was executed. Witnesses said he walked calmly to the chair, eyes cold, no remorse. His last words were chillingly simple. "What's there to say? The boy who wanted to be famous got his wish, but not the way he dreamed." Aftermath. The case shocked America. It inspired countless movies and songs, including Badlands, Natural Born Killers, and even The Frighteners. Charles became the face of teenage rebellion gone wrong, the embodiment of how love, anger, and violence can twist into something monstrous. Carol, after her release, lived a quiet life under a new name. She claimed for decades she was innocent, that Charles was a manipulative psychopath who controlled her every move. In 2020, she died in a car accident, still haunted by the ghosts of 1958. Charles Starkweather and Carol Fugate's story is more than just a tale of murder. It's a reminder that sometimes, the darkest monsters don't come from horror movies. They come from broken homes, fragile hearts, and a dangerous kind of love. If you found this story chilling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nightfall Crime Stories, where every week we uncover true tales of terror, mystery, and madness that hide beneath the surface of our world. Until next time, stay safe, because you never know what evil might be waiting just beyond the nightfall.